Testosterone.
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 Testosterone's effect on the mind.
It causes males to be able to reproduce. But in that simple sentence lies great complexity. Because in order to reproduce, you have not only to be fertile, you have to be sexy, you have to be competitive, you have to be aggressive, you have to be attractive. And all these things, testosterone plays a major role. And that means it has lots of other things it does as well, like male bonding, because males have a function in society, which is to protect society, to protect their group, to defend it against enemies, particularly for young men. Therefore, testosterone makes men like taking risks, like being combative, like having thrills.
My point is that testosterone actually has a lot of psychological effects that each would help these young men get through this brutal whipping ordeal.
The major effect of testosterone is to make effort feel good.
As we know, the testosterone hormone, the chemical that makes us men, the men that we are. What's the importance of this chemical? What's the importance of this hormone? Yes, it makes men men, but let's go a little bit deeper, guys. What are some of the benefits about having optimal high testosterone levels? The first one is just gonna look and feel a lot younger. Guys, you're gonna have this sense of vitality to your look and have this sense of vitality to the feeling of just your well-being of operating in and out in the world. So if we can look better, if we can feel better, that's gonna translate into us having more confidence. And that's gonna be the second benefit of having high testosterone levels. And really these next 7 benefits are gonna contribute to your confidence as a man. But if you're struggling with your confidence of who you are and how you're showing up in the world, then you're just not operating at your highest self. Having high testosterone is gonna give you a better, healthier, younger look. It's gonna give you better, healthier, younger feeling of who you are. It's gonna improve your confidence. Third benefit, guys, is gonna have higher and increased energy levels, okay? Having high optimal testosterone levels is gonna give you higher energy levels throughout the day. And then a byproduct of that is gonna be sharper memory and positive outlook. Those are 2 more benefits. So when we talk about our memory, guys, testosterone is not just a chemical that plays a role in our physical look, in our muscle mass development. It plays a very important role in our mental health, in our focus, in our clarity throughout the day. So having a sharper memory, being able to recall things that you've picked up on or recall things that you've read, or even just having conversations with people. Guys, sharper memory is so important for our overall longevity and overall well-being and health. So
Testosterone has some very interesting effects on the brain. The major mental effect of testosterone is it makes effort feel good. And the reason it does it is that the amygdala, this fear center in the brain, this anxiety center in the brain, has androgen receptors. It has testosterone receptors. And so the way this works in animals and in humans as well is that for most species, the males of that species never get a chance to mate. The fighting is a choice, right? And the decision to walk away is a choice. So testosterone, these surges in testosterone that happen seasonally in certain species like rams or even these little hamsters, the males will rip each other's testicles off in order to fight for the right to mate. So males of a given species have to actually overcome the fear of pain and punishment. And the surge in testosterone is what causes the shift to the willingness to engage in battle. Effort and leaning into pain and challenge actually has the effect of making the body feel soothed and good. It's a drive, just like sex is a drive or drinking water when you're thirsty is a drive. This stuff is all anchored deep within the hypothalamus. This isn't a cognitive thing.
That makes sense why young men in particular are really driven to hard exercise and sports that are very difficult, that require extreme effort. Completely makes sense.
Yeah. And why when people are testosterone depleted, they feel depressed, and when people have a surge of testosterone, they feel relief and anxiety.
Where there's a correlation between people who are free thinkers and people who have opinions which differ from the norm and their testosterone levels. But the higher your testosterone level, the more likely you are to stand up and say something that the group doesn't agree with. Basic premise behind it biologically is you're more prepared to defend your idea. If you stand up against 5 men and say, you're wrong, I believe this, at some point, and especially in history, that can become violent. So if you don't have the capability or at least the bravery to stand up and face the possibility of violence, you're more likely to just comply with the group thing. So they've done a whole bunch of studies that proves somebody who is combative, not in a negative way, but combative as a whole in regards to not physically afraid of having a confrontation, let's say, is more likely to have an independent idea as opposed to somebody who is the complete opposite. They're just pure groupthink because fish swim in schools, right? That's how they protect themselves. So it's an interesting point you have there. And also that can be extrapolated if you look at the political parties of the world or you look at the different ideas, etc. You can usually look at someone and kind of see their politics. Sometimes you can look at them and go, yeah, I get it, right? So there's a lot, biology is a huge part to play with it. And yeah, I agree with you. And you're totally right. My view, like every other person's view on earth, is biased. And I have a large degree of individualism and a large degree of I can fix this myself. I'll be okay by myself. And that's how I was raised. And that's also my genetic makeup. And you're right. I completely agree with you. And I understand that. And that's why each to their own. I'm not saying everybody should decide to move to Serbia, because you're right. There's monsters in Serbia that will take advantage of a whole bunch of people completely. But for myself, for my own personal chessboard, that's how I set up life. And that's why the students who follow me and the kids I talk to, I say, listen, life is extremely difficult as a man. It's very fucking hard. There is no way I can tell you to win unless you're a top tier man. I can't sit here and give you a cheat code that allows you to stay a loser and win. I can only tell you what I've done. I became extremely wealthy. I became extremely capable. Became extremely smart. I developed a vast network of individuals that nobody wants to mess with. And I set up a life that makes me difficult to damage. That's what I did. You're saying, how can I comply, stay weak and stay stupid and be safe from tyranny? And I say to you, you can't do that. That's why I teach the tenets I teach. And that's also why I think they find me so threatening, because I'm teaching people to do exactly that. I say, listen, there's no strength of mind or strength of opinion without strength of body. First thing you need to do is go train. Don't care what you think. Too small. First thing you need to do is go train. That's number one. If you think 2 + 2 is 4, and I think 2 + 2 is 5, and we're going to argue this to the end, it's going to be 5. That's the reality of Earth, right? And I teach kids this reality. I teach men this reality. And by even doing basic things like teaching young men to go and be strong physically, I'd like to think we live in a world where that's all seen as a good thing. There are people in the world who sit there and go, wait. Making them physically stronger is going to affect our ability to change the narrative in their minds in real time with our Matrix program. That is negative.
Nearly 39% of men age 45 and older have low testosterone.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, testosterone is a naturally occurring hormone, and without it, we have difficulty regulating a variety of different systems of development and emotions and whatnot. So when you ask, how does it affect your mental health? I mean, the truth is when it's not in balance for your age, then there can be some complications associated with either low testosterone or in some cases high testosterone, and those can translate to emotions. In general, in males, if testosterone levels are below where they should be based on their age, you can see diminishment in sexual drives, you can see decreases in bone density, decreases in energy, lots and lots of difficulty with motivation. People tend to gain weight and they have increased levels of moodiness and sometimes depression. And in that low T category, you probably recognized a lot of those symptoms sound an awful lot like mood disorder, or perhaps somebody who has an anxiety problem.
Testosterone, of course, makes people less afraid to take risks. Lastly, of course, you need a very high pain tolerance, and testosterone even plays a role in reducing your sensitivity to pain. The tough reality about testosterone is that your brain could raise your testosterone right now, but it doesn't feel like it because it thinks you're a loser.
Low T has been linked to everything from loss of energy, muscle mass, and sexual function.
The effects of testosterone almost sound like magic. We've all heard that testosterone makes you look good, it increases muscle mass and reduces body fat, but it can have significant mental effects as well. The research suggests it can increase confidence, energy, and mood. Testosterone may reduce overthinking and make you more persistent so you work harder before you give up. It even has an antidepressant-like effect, and again, it makes you less anxious. The anxiety-lowering effect of testosterone could lead to less procrastination.
There's going to be a positive outlook with looking and feeling younger, with having higher energy levels, with having sharper memory, with having more confidence. That's just going to improve your overall outlook on life. It's going to give you more confidence, but it's also going to give you more motivation to go out and tackle the day and tackle the projects and tackle the meaningful work that is bringing fulfilling joy to your life. So positive outlook is going to be one of the benefits that is not talked about a lot, guys. And then the sixth benefit of having high optimal testosterone levels is going to be it's easier to burn fat. It's going to put you in a prime position. It's going to put you in a prime metabolic state. So if you're struggling to maybe get rid of that last few pounds that's kind of floating in and around the waist, guys, focusing on and bringing those testosterone levels up to an optimal state is going to help you in shedding those hard to lose pounds. It's important for our heart to be healthy, from a blood pumping standpoint, like our heart is what's pumping blood to the rest of our body. So if that is struggling from a health standpoint, then the rest of your body is going to be struggling as well. And then the cardiovascular health benefits that are coming from a healthier heart is going to put you in a more prime position to take advantage of those higher improved energy levels that you've gotten from another benefit of having high optimal testosterone levels.
There are moments in our life that can significantly raise our testosterone, and there are moments that can lower our T. So here's the thing. Winning actually significantly changes your body chemistry. Winning raises testosterone. It doesn't have to be at sports either. Researchers found testosterone increases even in people who win at chess. Actually, men only have to think that they won to get this testosterone boost. Well, testosterone increases risk-taking in men, which makes sense, as it's also well known to reduce anxiety, and especially reduce social anxiety. But here's the big thing. Yes, testosterone makes it easier to put on muscle and lose fat, and increases confidence and mood, but it also changes your psychology and perception. High testosterone makes you see the world as a place to get more testosterone. It makes you more ambitious. That is, increasing testosterone makes you want to do more of the things that raise testosterone.
Get those testosterone levels to a healthy, high, optimal state so you can have better, quicker, faster muscle gain. And then the ninth benefit, guys, is the one that you've all been waiting for here. It is going to improve your vitality. High testosterone levels is going to improve and give you a better sex life. It's going to improve your life, and it's going to improve your partner's life as well. The testosterone chemical, the hormone, is the hormone that makes men men. So if you're struggling to show up in the bedroom, if you're struggling to show up for your wife, for your partner, for your spouse, focus on bringing those testosterone levels up to a high optimal level.
Of course, stimulating your muscles in the gym is very important for testosterone levels, and this study suggests testosterone increases your motivation to work hard in the gym. And remember how competing and winning raises testosterone? Well, higher testosterone usually makes men want to compete more. So it's easier for the winners to keep on winning, and the winners probably want to and try harder to win more. The flip side of this is also true. If you're doing things that wreck your testosterone, it's going to be easy to get into a downward spiral. But if I had low T like that regularly, I'd probably get barely any work done. I'd have no motivation to go to the gym, and I'd be stuck in a low mood, low confidence, high anxiety, high irritability state that would definitely put a strain on my relationships. Racking up all these losses would probably make me feel like a loser and reduce my testosterone even further. That's because the flip side of wins raising testosterone is that losses lower testosterone. So testosterone seems to be acting like some sort of mental leaderboard. When you win, you move up the leaderboard and you get all the benefits associated with that. When you lose, you move down the leaderboard and you feel like crap. It's almost like all the human male brains and hormones are cooperating to negotiate where everyone goes in the social hierarchy. In fact, animal researchers found that the easiest way to guess which male has the highest testosterone is to just check their position in the social hierarchy. The winners have higher T and the losers have lower T. Being higher in the social hierarchy means you likely have more testosterone. Testosterone benefits your mind, and your mentality benefits your testosterone levels. So, is the way your life is set up making you feel like you just keep losing, or do you feel like you're racking up wins? If you do all the physical things like fixing your sleep, fixing your diet, working out, getting plenty of sun, and stop drinking so much alcohol, you'll probably find yourself more optimistic.
It's going to improve your confidence, giving you a higher sense of confidence in who you are and who you're showing up in the world as. It's going to give you the ability to look and feel younger. It's going to improve and increase your energy levels. It's going to give you sharper memory, sharper focus on a daily basis. It's going to give you a better positive outlook on life. It's going to make it easier for you to burn fat and easier for you to build muscle. It's going to improve the health of your heart. And last and more importantly, guys, it's going to improve your sex drive and make your intimate times a whole lot more better and more enjoyable for both you and your partner.
Going further, if your relationship has devolved into endless bickering, your brain and HPG axis are probably going to see you as kind of a loser, and it'll be stingy with the testosterone. If your job feels completely meaningless and your work is underappreciated, that's probably not good either. If you've got no new goals and you're stuck in the same safe routine, you don't even have things to win at. On the flip side, if you have some solid goals that excite you, you'll have more chances to feel like a winner as you make progress and rack up indicators that you're getting closer to your goals.